Hi, my name is Shane Sealis. Welcome to Mockup Monday number 25, where I try to show you something cool. So, I've got a couple of things that I want to go through. I want to talk about the Quadrapus Sumo that I showed off at Maker Faire. I want to talk a little bit about Maker Faire in general. I'm going to show some kind of reactions and quotes, and then I'm going to do the Leap Motion giveaway. So, that's what I'm aiming to get through in this Mockup Monday. So, let me start off by showing you guys what I actually showed everybody this weekend. So this is the game that you guys have seen little bits of. You guys saw the first player version. You guys saw the 2-player version, and so here we've got the 2-player version. This is actually now hooked up to do a basically rounded 2 out of 3. And here we have player selection. If we do 0 players, 1 player, or 2 players. So let's see. And so one thing I also added was 0 players. So if nobody is paying attention to it, it basically goes into a demo mode where the robots fight each other, the computers, and if you want, you can jump in by putting your fist in, and then you go back to player selection. And so this is the first time I've actually made a game. This actually has a goal. It's a competitive game. It even has at the beginning, it does the company logo, my name and Twitter address. And so, it's a full-fledged game. Now it's not fully featured, but all the things that I've done up to this point have been prototypes, toys that you could play with, but weren't actual games. They didn't usually have goals of any sort. So I'm pretty happy to have this out and have a real game that's available, or that I put in front of people so I could see how they reacted to it. So I'm just gonna go and kind of show some photos, so this is Noah and Ari. Ari's part of the lab. Noah is a part of a high school robotics team, and they're trying out the Quadrapus Sumo. This is Dr. Josh Bongard, professor at UVM, whose table I was at, along with the Evolution Robotics Lab, showing a young kid how it is that you might play this game. And here's a Lego elephant because I thought it was cool. Here's more people trying this out. And so one of the things that was interesting about it was there were a lot of a lot of people's reaction was to try to, they would recognize their hand in the scene, and then they would try to kind of bat their quadrupus to go this way. And that's a perfectly valid interpretation of what they're being shown here. It's not actually kind of what is going on, where it's really, your fingers are the thing that is actually important, like where your fingers are, not where your hand is in the scene. So it was interesting seeing, like, what are people's initial interpretations of what I'm showing them visually. And I think there are ways to deal with that. One way I was thinking is you could kind of color code where the fingers are shown on screen and color code the legs. Nikia said that maybe if there were strings, kind of connecting them, and have that kind of puppeteer kind of look, and then you'd be able to make that connection visually that way. So I don't know, there's a lot of different ideas. Let's see, here we had the hex bugs. Hex bugs are great. We had these last year, and kids love to play with them, and they allow our lab to talk about something we think is important, which is morphological computation. So you can think of it as kind of offloading computation that normally you might think of that happens in the brain and doing that in the body. I'm not going to say anything more on it, but anyway, we have a cool story that kind of goes along with that piece. some people were really careful about the way that they were kind of inspecting what the thing did, and trying different hand poses and seeing what matched. Um, and I saw a lot of people having a lot of fun with it. I got a couple of quotes that I thought were were good. Um, I believe I believe this gentleman here on the right was playing. He's like, "This is super hard," and he says, "I'm so terrible at this game. How do you walk?" And he looks over at me, and I'm just watching, and he says, "How do you walk?" And honestly, I can't tell him. I don't know how to walk. I've given people a task that I don't think humans are rightly capable of doing, and I'm sorry, but people seem to have had a lot of fun with it anyhow, and parents and kids can play. This is Nakia playing a video game that the controller of it is a stuffed teddy bear. This is a 3D color printed piece of material, and this is a table with a bunch of more cool 3D. They were making a 3D printer there, having people participate making one. More Lego elephant, and then we have more kids trying this game out a bit rambunctiously. The Oculus Rift was there. It's fun for all ages. We've got a older gentleman there giving it a shot, and one of the professors from UVM came over and tried it out with his son, I believe. And yeah, that's it. So overall, Maker Faire was really good. Even with a game where you can't really control it, and what you end up really trying to do is to not be the first to fall off. People still had a good time with it. The novelty of being able to control a robot body with your hand was kind of enough to make it engaging. I think it needs to be more controllable. You need to, if it's going to be a game where you try to butt heads with people, you should be able to get to them. And I've had a couple of ideas of how that can be done. One of them would be, I think, to essentially use the way your hand is oriented, and essentially put thrusters on 4 points on the robot's underside, so that when you pivot this way, your robot will almost like you can think of it almost like a Segway, like it'll move in that direction just based on the thrusters, and that leaves the legs completely free to still you are completely controlling the legs, and that's what I'm gonna try for next and see how that works out. Let's see. All right, so let's do the Leap Motion giveaway. So here I have a brand new Leap Motion, and it's going to go to someone who signed up on this mailing list. So what I've done is I've just labeled the names 1 to 25, and let's see, I will just do this integer. How do we use this? Okay. All right, 1 to 25. All right. So, all right, the winner is 12. All right, 12. All right, Carl Grope. Okay, Carl, I will send you a email, and we will make arrangements for you to get your new Leap Motion. That's I think that's pretty much it. Maker Faire was great. Thanks again to Josh Bongard and the Evolutionary Robotics Lab for letting me share a table with them. And yeah, thank you very much for watching.